Welcome, Conjurers. I'm Dicebag, and this is my solo campaign for Crytures, a monster collecting tabletop RPG I'm working on. This time, I'm starting a new adventure and testing out some dungeon generation rules in the process. The League of Magi has sponsored an expedition to explore some nearby ruins, and Philip, one of their acolytes, is leading it, with the help of some hired muscle from the local militia. Now let's see how these guys do. Alright, I think we're ready to get on with our next adventure here. So, I figured up a whole bunch of the treasure and all that from last time and the time before, because I kind of neglected to do that, which is good because we're sending Kristoff back out from a couple adventures ago. He had some success fighting that slop eye pack that was holed up in the caves, so we're bringing him along to kind of be the meat shield of this adventure. And he was able to upgrade his arsenal from the last time, since they made so much money, and I thought they didn't actually make all that much at the time, but they actually got a good chunk of change out of that. So he's got a nice magic axe that we'll be dealing with later, but nonetheless, what is our goal this time? That's the question. Well, we're going back out to check on the tribesfolk that we hung out with last time and made some friends with, and we're bringing Philip along. Not only was he part of the team that made contact with the tribe, but he's also the guy organizing this expedition from the League of Magi. And then we've got Flory from our first adventure that was scouted out most of this whole region here. She's coming along too to be our survivalist, our navigator and all that. So our main goal is we're going to try and hole up with the tribe camp as our kind of our base of observations, and we're going to use that as a place to strike out from to check out this ruin here that we've also got in the same hex. That's a 6 size, so it's kind of a mid-sized ruin, and I've got a whole lot of tables and rules made up for generating random dungeons now. That should make more interesting dungeons. And yeah, we're gonna test that out. I already did a little bit of testing on it beforehand just to see if things were working out, and I think it's ready to present. But we'll see that. But first, these guys have stocked up. They've got, look at their supplies. They've got like 2 water skins apiece. They've got 8 stacks of medical supplies. They've got like 4 days of rations each. And they're coming out of this with more creatures than before. Philip picked up a torpor last time, so he's got a little bit of an advantage. Also, I need to deal with this. I've decided that it's probably better if having additional creatures attuned just reduces your base maximum mana, you know, rather than like making you spend mana every time you summon a second one. So that's how I'm going to try dealing with this, and I think that'll be a little more of an elegant solution. I've also made some adjustments to the way some of the magic properties for equipment that you can pick up work, and they'll also kind of feed off of your maximum mana for consistent effects. So yeah. So we are going to be going through here, and that's the goal. We're going to get there hopefully in one day if we don't screw up our navigation like last time. But hey, we don't have Florentine navigating this time. We've got Flory. She's much better. Also, I made sure to get a compass this time. We got a compass this time, so we shouldn't get lost. in this short amount of time. So yeah, let's see. First off, we gotta get everything tracked. So Flory, obviously gonna be our navigator. Let's see, what's Philip? What did I have him doing? Tracking. Philip is gonna be keeping an eye out for any creatures. And Kristoff is going to be keeping an eye out for any other problems that might crop up. He's going to be looking for natural hazards. So that's going to be their roles for this. So first we're just going to go ahead and roll the navigation for Flory. And let's see. Alright. I'm gonna have to remind myself exactly. Oh no, wait, it's right here. Okay, difficulty is 5 plus the spaces moved. We're moving 2 spaces, so I've only got a difficulty of 7. And complexity is the number of spaces moved, which is 2, as said. So we roll 6, 3, 10, 4, 4, 7. Okay, 10 counts for double, then we got another 7, so no veering off course this time. Thank God, Flory. Also, the 6 we count too because the compass gives us a +2 bonus. Good. Alright, now since we've got two spaces to move through here, we're gonna roll tracking for Philip here. Let's see. He rolls 9, 8, 2, 5. Alright, so that's 2. That is 2 successes, so we're going to check if we run into any encounters along the way. Actually, let's go ahead and have Kristoff do his roll. His guide roll. So we're going to get... Ooh. Kristoff does in fact have a survival skill, but he rolls a 1, 10, 2, and 5. So the 10 will get him there. The 1 had me worried. If you roll multiple 1s and they exceed your skill that you're using, then that's a crit failure, but he does not exceed the skill he's using, so he's safe. And he scores 2 successes for the 10, so he also is very aware of what's going on. So this should be a pretty uneventful trip out there. So let's see. What have we got first? This is a wet wood space. So let's see, we're gonna check for an encounter. And we'll roll 2 for both spaces. Let's see, 3 and 4, those are both low. We only trigger encounters on, what is it, 7 and 4 for the spaces we're going through. So it is smooth sailing out to the camp. That last team must have really cleared things out while they were wandering in circles. So these guys face no resistance, which really makes the last team look really bad. Philip is probably glad to be with some competent people this time. So yeah, they make it out there without incident, going through the wetlands here into the deep woods to meet up with the tribesfolk. Philip is going to go ahead, let's see. So he's gonna come into the tribefolk camp. Wonder how long he's been away. Maybe a week, probably less. And he's gonna, let's see, inquiry. He's only got 1 persuasion. 1 persuasion, but 4 sense. So he can be rolling 5. So he's gonna chat these guys up and see if they can stay with them while they're checking out the ruins. So let's see. Oh, that's some pretty nice rolls. 4, 7, 5, 9, 8. And what is the camp looking at? Tribesman camp is only 4 hostility, so that's an easy sell. Philip is basically coming back as a hero since he cleared out some troublesome creatures that were attacking him from last time, so they're perfectly willing to let him hang around with them, share a tent, whatever, while they go out and check out this ruin nearby. So that's good for them. So that's the first day. They don't really need to do a whole lot. They're just gonna go ahead and eat their rations and have a rest before they go and check out the ruins in the morning. We're gonna have them knock off food and water. And that means we get to go right into the next day and start rummaging around the place. So let's see. So their labor action for the next day is going to be investigating the ruins. Let's see. This calls for bringing up another map. Alright, so I'm gonna try and do something that I haven't really done before in the practice runs. I'm gonna actually have them kinda look the place around from the outside and see what the general complex is like. Because I feel like that's something that should be commonplace. So we're gonna try generating the basic layout of the place before we actually go in and start investigating the inside. So let's see. Our first room, we're gonna roll 2d10 for each room here. Let's see, 7 and 7. Okay, we're starting off with a hall. Alright, let's draw out a general map here. We're going to move things around a little bit out of the way. And so our first one is a 3 by 12 hall. That's a long hall. So, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All the way down there. That is a long hall. A very long one. Like so. And let's see, it's got two entrances, or two paths out. So let's see. Probably here and here would be the paths on either side. We're gonna wing it a little bit, not have too strong of a procedure for this. So that's our first room. What does it actually go into? Let's see. We'll start on the left here. 3 and 7. That's a smaller one. Let's see. 3 is a 3 by 8 hall. Okay. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like so. So we might have to keep moving it. And then it's also got 2 exits on its own. And we'll start on the right here. Roll another 2. 2 and 10. Okay. 5x5 room with 3 entrances or exits. 4, 5. Alright. There and like so. And then there's 1 on each side here. So we got half the rooms here. So some of these don't have... Some of these are alternate entrances, it looks like. We've got 3 rooms left and like 5 exits from the current room. So it must make sense to have like a room on either side of here. You know what? Let's oracle it. We'll roll it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll just count like half. 5. So we're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this one, number 3, is going to be our next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 3 and 4. And then the last one, 8. Okay, we need to re-roll that one. 6. 10. Okay. That's one we can work with. So this whole thing is where most of it is. These are just alternate entrances, it looks like. So that's how we're gonna roll it. Alright, so we're just gonna roll 6 more, and that should get us enough to generate each of the rooms here. Okay, so what have we got? 3 and 3? Another hall? Are you kidding me? 3 by 8. And the next one, 4 and 7. Okay, 5 by 8 room. Oh yeah, this is going to be too small. Alright, it's time we started scouting this place out. So this is what we see from the outside. We can see we've got several options for entrance. We can go in this way, we can go in here, or we can go in through kind of the back here. So honestly, this is like a much better way than I was doing it before. So this should be nice, but we're gonna take a look. I need to bring up, let's see, our features and containers. We're gonna check doors. Let's bring this over here so you can see it on the screen. What I've got is that features that we roll for the rooms have like little features that you roll for the features. So we're kind of like doing like nesting layers of things. The deeper you investigate, the more information you find and the more stuff you have to deal with. And it all kind of works like a Schrodinger's dungeon, let's say. You never know what it could be. Anything could be anything until you look at it. Then it becomes something. And that's how we're basically gonna maintain our sense of suspense during this whole thing. So, doors. We're gonna check all of the entrances here, first of all. Let's see. First off, let's get our turn tracker up. Just to keep track of things. Let's see, add a turn. Let's see. I've got a bunch of things from from my test before. We got that. Our risk is at 0. Risk is something we're going to be dealing with where each room increases your risk. Oops, I deleted Philip. Add a turn for him and for Flory. Alright, everybody's got their turns. So we won't start knocking off risk until we actually enter the ruin. So we're just going to take our time out from the outside. Let's see, Kristoff is first up though. So we'll have him check out this first one. Let's see, what does Kristoff have as far as like observation skills? None? Oh, we're gonna just try it. Let's see, we're gonna try the door. That means we need to roll 3 oracles. Each door has 3 oracles to see what it actually is. It's not locked, it's not stuck, it's not trapped. Alright, this one is just freaking open. Nice. We'll give it a little bit of an extension there just to show that. Now Philip is going to come around the back here and check the other one. And so we'll roll another 3d10. 8, 2, and 1. This one is locked. Okay, not gonna matter much. We can come in from either side. So we're just gonna draw a little symbol there. That's close enough to a keyhole, right? That's locked. Alright. Flory gets to move next. She's gonna try the main entrance, kinda. Let's see what it's got. 989. It's like jammed and locked. Okay. This one is like gonna be the hardest point to access. Unless this one is worse. Let's see, who's next? Psykit? Okay, Psykit, go ahead. Check that final entrance. And let's see, 3. 877, this one is also locked. We've only got one place to enter in from. And I don't think we actually bought any lockpicks or anything. Let's see, Philip. Yeah, I totally forgot to like deck them out with some of the newer gear that I created. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna rectify that because I actually need to test that out. So let me make some changes. Alright, we should be good now, but I think we're just gonna go with the easiest entrance anyways. I don't want to futz around too much, because Flory is not... She is our like designated lockpicker, but that's just because she has high agility, not because she has good mechanical skills. So she's gonna be prone to breaking things if we really roll poorly. So we want to avoid that. If she rolls a single 1, that means lockpicks are broken and that's all we got. So we don't want to waste it. Don't want to waste it. Now, it's going to be dark in there, so we're kind of going to want to have Torpal up front. He's kind of our light source. He glows, because he's a fire tadpole. So he's gonna be lighting things up for us first of all when we go in. So let's all kind of gather around. Let's see, we're gonna want Squumper and Cheapy up there. We got our front line, our back line, and our last line. And going like so. And let's see, what is our first thing to roll? Let's see, this is a 3x8 hall. So first of all, do we see an encounter? Do we see creatures? 9. I think that's a no. Maybe it should be a yes. Let's see, if it's a size 2 room, maybe let's see. Let's just go with saying encounter is 10 minus size. Plus our risk, of course. So I think that will actually trigger an encounter. That seems like a high roll like that should trigger an encounter. I think before I was playing it as just a 10. But I feel like that's kind of giving myself too much leeway. So we'll go with that. So we do, in fact, trigger an encounter. Let's see. 3d10 to determine what kind of creatures we're dealing with. 7, 1, and 3. 7 is toxins, not something I was expecting. They're very near, and let's see. Room size +1? Oh, there's only a few of them. Okay. Okay, we can deal with this. Hold on, let me generate things real quick. Alright, so I've got the whole scene set up. As you can see, Torpal walked right into this room and is immediately surrounded by these little guys over here. Now, I was kind of taken aback at first because I did a roll to determine like what level of metamorphosis these guys are at, and I got one that was higher. Some pretty high rolls in general, but I didn't have him prepared. But as I remember, I limit the amount of danger that is possible for the creatures in the rooms by the size of the room. So we're limited to 2 danger creatures in a 2-size room. Therefore, we are dealing with only the lowest metamorphosis in this particular room. So Torpal is surrounded by these guys, and he's lit up the area. He can see out like 3 spaces in all directions just because he glows that much. But as you can see, we've got an altar over here with some shelving on the sides, and over here there's some pillars holding up a balcony over here. So this appears to be like some kind of religious room of sorts. So we're gonna have to see what this is after we take care of these guys. So this is a temple complex. I rolled this beforehand. There's multiple different types you can do, but I didn't want to fill out all of the tables yet until I had a good idea of what one was, so I rolled it ahead of time and we got a temple. So that's the one I filled out. So this is kind of expected. But it's also a really nice setup. A balcony with an altar there makes sense. But, on to the tension. Torpal rushes in through the entrance and looks about, sees these guys floating at him, staring him down menacingly like, what are you doing in our place? But Psykit, with his keen eyes and cat-like reflexes, sees the problem before anybody else catches on and begins to act. Psykit gets our first move. And what is he going to do? Well, he's going to do a space wrinkle, of course. Let's see. He can't see a whole lot. I'll say he can, in fact, see, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's within range. So he can do the space wrinkle. Now let me see. And they are vulnerable to psionics. Okay. So here we go. Space wrinkle. Against a evasion of 6. Oof. Evasion of 6 and a +2 for the weakness, so need to hit her 4 more. Doesn't matter. We got 7, 10, 3, 6, 6, 3, 9. Okie dokie. So that is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. 6 hits. At 3 damage per hit. That's a good old 18. Ooh, these guys have a lot of health. 18 damage, and we get to teleport him 1 space. So we're gonna kinda push him back into this area. Now these guys can levitate too, but let's see, the balcony, he's probably gonna be on the lower level. That's what we'll run with. And he is the one up next, actually. The one with the cloud class. Let's see. Let's see. He's got Choking Haze and Cloud Cover. One damage per hit and the target becomes distracted. These guys are probably not gonna make it. Let's see. I think he's gonna do a cloud cover, actually. He's gonna spend 1 mana and use his turn to like fill this whole area with some a dense cloud. So they can't attack him from the outside because they can't see. We're just gonna put that on the record, and let's see. This whole area is filled with a cloud. So that's really nice for them. Unfortunately, these guys don't do a whole lot of damage. Well, fortunately for our team. Alright, I'm gonna wrap up the episode here. Thanks for watching, and since you made it this far, don't forget to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But most importantly, leave me some feedback in the comments. The game is still in development, so I'd like to hear what people think. And if you want to see more, I've got all these sessions on a playlist that you can watch back to back. There's also a bunch of links in the description for other places that you can find creatures. So, until next time, farewell, conjurers, and may you walk the waking dream.